Alright, so this is take number, say a number, because it's been a lot. First and foremost, my name is AG. I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska, Midwest. This is awkward, but I've been told several times you need to start a YouTube channel. So, guess this is episode 1. Haven't shaven in a while, as you can tell. I need a cut, as you can tell. But got some good things coming up. So this upcoming Wednesday, I do have my final real estate exam. So I'm hoping that goes well. Been studying my butt off, so it's a challenge, but an acceptable challenge nonetheless. A lot of changes that have happened in the last month or so in my life, and not just personally, work-wise, health-wise, especially health-wise, that made me come to the realization that, you know, hey, I'm in my 40s now, not getting any younger, not getting any healthier if I don't take care of myself. So this is it. This is my push. This is my my why. So you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna go clean up. Woo! Yep. Holla at your boy. Done. You know, what sucks is that it doesn't actually doesn't tell you what you scored. It just tells you, like, it when you fail, it tells you what you failed or by how many questions and like the subcategories or categories that you failed them in. But when you pass, it just tells you you passed. So like let me see if I can take this out real quick. And I don't know if there's any pertinent information in here. I don't know, maybe I could just cover the name there and the address and everything. But yeah, it just tells you it just passed, right? So yeah, I need to cut my fingernails. So I've just been studying. I know it's kind of gross. Whew. All right, so what's next? I've got to set up a couple of meetings with some brokers. I had already met up with a couple before I passed my test, so I'm already leaning one particular way, but I want to kind of meet up with a couple more. Definitely tomorrow. I want to have a decision made by Friday. I want to be able to get my errors and omissions insurance. I believe in Nebraska you have to pay for your own. In Texas, it's typically covered with the broker fee that you're paying on a monthly basis. So at least the brokers that I worked with in Texas, man, it's such a relief. You guys don't know how much I've been studying, how much I've been putting into this. So now the fun and the real work begins. Not only am I going to have to make sure that I put this to good use, and just to kind of give you guys a little bit of background. So I was licensed back in 2016, from 2016 to virtually 2020 or so, right before COVID and right before I moved to Nebraska. So, you know, not to play the sympathy card here, but business for me in Texas was good. Literally, you know, backstory there. I grew up really poor, right? I just like most people, I we moved from apartment to apartment, switching schools. For those of you who are familiar with the Dallas areas and neighborhoods, I grew up in Little Mexico Village. I grew up in Pleasant Grove, South Dallas, Oak Cliff. Nice, not so nice neighborhoods, right? Those of you who know Dallas know that those areas are not so nice. Some areas of the Mesquite and Garland area. So, as a kid, always growing up, we don't come from money. My parents didn't have an education. I believe my mom went to first or second grade. My dad went to kinder or first grade as kids. Like in Mexico, that's all they could do, right? So they came to this country really, really young and didn't really know and understand, and to this day really don't know and understand, how credit works and financing and interest rates and, mortgage rates and mortgage loans and having, in a sense, a career path, right? They know how to work. They're hard workers, but, again, growing up in those neighborhoods, I always saw that it was always cheaper for us to move to another apartment because renewing a lease was more expensive, right? So you would get a discount or special lease whenever you get a new apartment. So rough childhood, rough neighborhoods. Always thought, whoever owned all these apartment complexes, these companies that own these apartment complexes, would always make a killing, because those of us, again, that come from poverty, we would always have to rent, right? There was no mindset or illusion of we could own a home. There was no possibility. That was furthest thing from our mind, right? Like, that's not us. That will never be us, right? We're just poor kids from the poor neighborhood, surviving each day just to make ends meet, and rough neighborhoods come with a rough upbringing. I've been stabbed. My house has been shot at, drive-by, and whatever. It came with the territory. It came with where we went. Not to fault our parents whatsoever, because they tried to provide everything that they possibly could, try to give us the opportunities that they didn't have, which now it's our turn to try to provide that for our future generations. Hence, that's why my Instagram name is Be the Seeker, because it's your responsibility to be the seeker of information that's going to change generations moving forward. All right, you need to be the stopgap. You need to be that person that changes everything, that makes life better for the next person. Anywho, so I worked, graduated or survived high school. Was working for a home automation, home security company as an installer. Met a real estate investor who, oddly enough, was from South Dallas. Same neighborhoods that I grew up in. To me, this guy lived in a $1 million home. Those type of locations where you have to be at the security guards. They have a security guard at the front area of the neighborhood. You have to check in with them, that sort of aspect of things, right? So I met this dude, and he basically told me I needed to get my license. Long story short, he talked to me about how he started in real estate investing, and I had been reading a couple of books at that time, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Millionaire Next Door, that sort of aspect of things that was starting to really open up my mind about the possibility of making a career path towards real estate investing, and that is the ultimate goal for me. However, I didn't know how we can attain that goal. So he told me that I needed to go get my license. I told him, obviously I'd never gone to college. I barely survived high school. And he's like, yep, these are the requirements. You know, obviously you're out here installing security systems in homes, so you can pass the background. So I did. I went to school full time, worked full time. A few weeks later, had my real estate license. Oddly enough, I had my license, I believe it was Thursday or Friday that I hung my license with this particular brokerage. And that Saturday, I had my first contract. I was representing the buyers at the time. Very first property we went to go see, very first offer that I wrote, very first acceptance, and needless to say, I was scared. I was scared because I didn't know what to do. Real estate school doesn't teach you how to be a realtor. It teaches you how to pass an exam, unfortunately. Obviously a lot of laws attributed to how to do it, what to do, and when to do it, but it doesn't actually teach you how to do business as a realtor. And after that transaction, it just started flowing. It was transaction after transaction after transaction, and business was good. Business was really good for the first 2-3 years that I was doing real estate. Word of mouth, referrals, people that I grew up with, friends. Business was really good. The problem for me was that once that kind of dried up as far as the referrals from my immediate connection and my immediate network, I was stuck because I never had the opportunity to learn how to be an agent, how to go out and seek the business, right? How to prospect for potential clients. No one really was there to teach me, and because I was relatively successful, starting off, everybody was like, oh, you must know what you're doing, which I didn't. So pretty soon, bills are piling up, and your focus kind of becomes on just the one client that's in front of you, because you think, let me close this transaction so that I can pay the bills, and you lose sight of the fact that what you're doing today is going to pay off 3 months from now, right? As an agent, you're working 3 months in the future, right? So what you're doing today, you're hoping the outcome is 3 months from now. So for me, it was hard because I needed money. I needed to pay my bills, and and so it just became a process where I couldn't do business anymore because I didn't know how to. I've always felt I've had those interpersonal skills, right? The communication skills, the ability to talk to anybody about anything. But business in particular, coming from the neighborhoods I grew up in, not knowing how to gain more business, it's really what downed me my first tenure, right? So then I went back into operations, what I knew, warehousing, distribution, operations. So done that for the past 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years again. And so now I'm back. This time it's going to be completely different. So again, this is a series of videos that I'm going to be posting. I've got a couple of ideas that I want to be doing as well. I'm going to kind of create a series called One Take. So I drop what's on my mind in one take. However it comes out, that's how it's going to get posted. And then one video where I'm going to kind of put snippets together and just, kind of not so much stay in the life of a realtor, but just stay in the life of survival, right? I'm in my 40s, 42. I'm not getting any younger, not getting any healthier. So it needs to happen now. We got this, baby. First step is down. License is coming up. Let's figure out who we're going to go work with, where we're going to hang our license, and figure how we're going to do some good business in the Midwest. All right? Talk to you guys later. All right. Good morning, everybody. So it's the day after getting my license or passing my exams. Today we're going to go interview a couple of brokers here in the Nebraska area normally I would say brokerage isn't necessarily a big part of what or how you do business. People tend to follow you for who you are, right? So it doesn't matter if you're at a mom and pop location. It shouldn't matter if you're at a mom and pop location and a bigger brokerage or a name brokerage. But me being newer to the Midwest area, Nebraska, again, been here for roughly 4 or 5 years. I know people would say, well, you're not new anymore. But the networking side of things, the neighborhood side of things, the people that have been here their entire lives want to know that you have a commitment to them. So I do think it's a little bit more important right now for me to go with a bigger or a name brokerage as I get started on my real estate journey again. To kind of, I don't want to give a deception appearance, right? It's not what my intended goal is. Again, people are going to do business with me because of me. If they want to do business, they're going to do it because of me, not because I work for that particular brokerage, right? So I think to get started, to get my name out there, to start marketing myself, I need to be associated with the right brokerage. Yes, there's commission splits that go into it, but I think for me it's more so the name recognition. Most customers do not know that at the end of the day, most deals are done through the MLS, through marketing, through advertising. You know, how you do business and how you differ from every other agent is what sets you apart. However, they just assume that because you're with XYZ Realty, then that's where your network of sales is going to pull from, right? You have to explain to them what that process is, what you're going to be able to do for them to sell their home. So I think it is important. Normally I would say it's not as important for a newer agent. It is important to get with a brokerage that's going to be able to teach you what you need to do to get business. All right, again, that was my biggest downfall. I didn't learn how to go out and get new business. So we have a lot of firsts, a lot of new challenges coming our way, but excited nonetheless. I hope to interview at least 3 brokerages today. We'll see how that kind of goes, but that is the goal for today. And it's Halloween, so I want to take my nephews trick-or-treating. Call my other brothers and see if they want to all get together, or they're all going to do their own thing. But at least my sister's kids, my nephew's here, I'm going to take them trick-or-treating later tonight. It's currently 43 degrees up in the Nebraska area, so feels good this morning. I need some coffee. Let's get the show on the road. Talk to you guys later. And maybe I'll start vlogging somewhere else, not just in my car, but we'll think about that later. All right, so just met up with one of the brokers that I wanted to meet up with. Got some good information, some questionable things that I made sure I wanted to ask and clarify. You know, being new to the state, there's different parameters of how things are done. Like I was talking about the E&O, the errors and emissions, insurance, just clarifying some of the brokerage fees, if there's any fees, what they help with, what they cover. But again, guys, this is just my advice, right? At the end of the day, you be the seeker, right? Be the seeker of the information that you're looking for. This is not legal advice by any means. This is just my personal journey through what I'm going through and what I'm seeing and what I'm encountering and the questions that I'm asking. So please do your due diligence, ask your own questions. We'll go from there. All right, on to the next one. All right, so just finished meeting up with broker number 2 that I wanted to interview with today. A lot of good details. Package is relatively the same as the first one, but sometimes it's more about making that connection. You have to understand the value that you bring to the brokerage, and then the value that they're going to bring to you in your growth and business plans, and the mindset of knowing that you're building a business. You're not just, this isn't HGTV, right? This isn't $1 million listing. This is real world. Yeah, who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want the $1 million listings? However, you have to be able to bring your worth, your value to that brokerage, and know what it is that you're looking for. For a new agent, it's the training aspect of it. Real estate school, unfortunately, real estate school teaches you how to prepare and pass the exams. They don't teach you how to do business as a realtor. And for most of us, that's the challenge. They'll say, I passed my exam, the hard part is done. No, the reality is that was the easy part. The hard part isn't getting 1 or 2 deals, isn't getting 6 deals. It's the continual growth aspect of building this business and knowing how to do business. That's the hard part. The hard part is the growth. Anybody can do 6, I don't want to say anybody. Enough people that you'll be able to do 6 business deals a year. But can you turn it into 12, and then 24, and then 48, and then 100 deals a year? That's where the growth goes. Can you do that? Can you partner with the right brokerage that can help you and mold you and guide you into what it is that you're wanting to do, right? Like knowing your why. Oh, and by the way, guys, I don't have my nail painted. I smashed my thumb. Just bruising my nail. So, anywho, you want to match your why and the business philosophy and the mindset and all of these different aspects of what you're wanting to build, to put it together to formulate you, right? Like I said, people will follow you. People will do business with you because of you. Because what you're able to do for them, because of what you're able to tell them, show them, demonstrate, right? And complete your process for bringing them to the, so that you can bring them to the closing table, right? At the end of the day, that's the goal. You're gonna list a property. The goal is for you to make as much money for that seller, right? And get them to the closing table, finding qualified buyers for them, making it competitive. For a buyer, the showings, the negotiating tactics, the informational piece that they don't know, especially now with the big lawsuit that just happened earlier a couple months ago with buyer agency. A lot of the smaller towns aren't used to that because they're so used to, this is how we've done things for so long, and now you change something and it's like, oh my god, the world is changing. It's a fact of life. That the quote that I really use a lot is adapt or die. And that's not, doesn't figuratively mean that if you don't adapt you'll die, but in a business, in life, yourself, you have to adapt to your surroundings or you're gonna get left behind. And the challenge with a lot of the agents that have been around for some time is that something changes and they get left behind because they can't adapt. So I'm probably gonna grab a bite to eat. Don't know, don't ask, I don't know what to eat. And then hopefully one more interview. I'm still debating whether I want to interview one more brokerage tomorrow morning. But probability is that I won't. But we'll see. I've interviewed several already. Some we are just immediately was like, nope. Somewhere I was like, you know, it's a good brokerage, but not really what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat, hopefully interview one more, and then get back home. Talk to you guys later. All right, so done interviewing for the day. I've interviewed quite a few brokers. A couple of packets here. So I think I finalized my decision. I'm not gonna really say who I went with yet, but a lot of the energy and planning and business planning and growth and compatibility of what I'm looking for in a brokerage, I think I found. So I need to go get my insurance, sign up with the brokerage, go pay my MLS fees. So there's still process that needs to be done, but I think, you know, most people think the reality is most associate with passing their exam as being the hard part. That's the easy part, right? You can control that. It's getting the business, sustaining the business. Like I said before, right? It's the growth. So we'll see what happens. All right, later. All right, well, it's been a couple of days. This recording stuff is not comfortable. Like, I'm comfortable talking, not comfortable recording myself. I don't know why. I'm assuming that's probably an issue with people doing YouTube for the first time. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't have a script. I haven't written down what this video, especially this first video, is going to consist of. I haven't even really started the editing part. Like, obviously I'm recording on my phone, right? But am I supposed to be recording like vertically? Should I have turned my phone landscape wise this whole time? I know I need to record somewhere else besides my vehicle, but right now this is the only real time I've got some peace and quiet, so to speak. But nonetheless, I'm gonna move forward with uploading the video like I said I would. I already completely forgot what I said in the prior clips, so that's going to be interesting once I go back and try to actually edit anything footage wise that I might have. I did make a decision as far as the brokerage is concerned. I don't know that I'm allowed to discuss that on YouTube just yet. Officially I haven't signed paperwork yet. I still don't have my E&O insurance, Arizona Emissions insurance, so that's still going to be a little bit pending, but I'm excited. I hope to have everything finalized this week, but I am super excited about everything going on, and I hope you stick around for the journey, because it's going to be a process. It's going to be growth. It's going to be some challenges. It's going to be life. So I didn't have an end to the video, so this will be basically the end for chapter 1 or video 1 or vlog 1, whatever you want to call it. So all right guys, any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to ask. Put them in the comments down below, and subscribe. Later.